I am not having a midlife crisis. I don't. I'm probably way past the middle of my life, anyways. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old. 40 years old, everyone. I'm in my 40s. Am I? Okay. I'm just gonna. I don't really ever go off a script, anyways. This is more of a therapeutic cleanse for me that I'm actually doing this video right here. I don't. I talk about a number of different things in my videos, and just what I have learned since I've been doing YouTube. I've done this I started it 2 years ago. 2 years ago, 2024, started doing this, started doing a podcast, started putting stuff on the internet, and what I've learned so far, or there's many things I've learned, and I think just goes this doesn't apply to everyone because I'm probably a lot different than a lot of people, and might not resonate with you, but I feel like I've made every wrong decision doing this, every wrong decision, putting stuff on the internet, making YouTube videos, and it just characterizes and it epitomizes me. I somehow always get to where I'm wanting to go to, but the way I get there is so messed up and so weird. It's like I choose every wrong way to go, but somehow I always end up where turns out good. And just analyzing the things, because what's really driving me is I have I guess what sparked me even doing this, as in like making this video right now, that I've made every wrong decision, is just watching my analytics, my looking at the things that the people that pop in, watch the content I make. It's I get a lot of new watchers, a lot of people that watch, jump in, because I do hot topics, I do things that I think are trending, that I think are going to resonate with people and capture attention. But then there's very little return viewers, there's very little regular viewers. And I don't know if anybody's experienced that, but I think it just really it characterizes me, and I'm just being blunt, being vulnerable, being open and honest, how I feel, how I am. I've never been a likable person. I've said this before in previous videos. I've never been a likable person. I've never been a person that people gravitate towards. And I think it's this like a salesman aspect of it, that like people don't buy from someone that's selling the greatest product or that maybe delivers the best presentation. They buy from people that they like and they trust. I've never been a likable person, but I try to be as much as possible a trustworthy person, that I'm going to tell you the truth. You'll see me slip up sometimes, that I think I tell way too much of the truth. Like you're probably like saying, well, the video you're making is way too much of the truth, because I give way too much. I share way too much. I expose way too much. And you'll see me slip up on things, because sometimes I'll get into something and I'll be like, there's such a double take, because I have a conscience that just really weighs on me. I have a conscience that if I don't speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God, I feel like I've done something completely wrong. And there is maybe an element of truth in that, but it's kind of like I suffer with OCD. I have a lot of like weird things. Almost like my wife is the one who's like the balancing, like the wisdom part of our marriage in a lot of ways. I feel like I have a lot of wisdom, but I have a lot of layers to get to that wisdom, and I have a lot of filters that holds back the wisdom I actually have and the logic that's actually in my mind, because I feel like and then this goes into just of like right there. I don't even care. I don't follow out a complete thought. A lot of times I don't have the words to grab from that I'm looking for. I can't. And then I'm like a squirrel. I get jump to the next thing. If something else grabs my attention, I go to that and don't always follow through. And I the reason I'm even making this video is, one thing is to just, I needed to get it out there. I needed to share it. And I know that I don't really care, because a lot of the videos that you make, anything that I make, everything can get buried easily. It doesn't really matter. If it's going to resonate with people that want to watch it, they're going to watch it. If they don't, it's going to get buried and nobody's going to remember it tomorrow. So it doesn't really matter. So I have no uncomfortability of posting whatever, because I know that if something's going to help someone, or something that is interest, because everything on the internet is so interest driven now, that if it's good, it'll go, and if it's bad, it will fall, and it'll fall off the map. And with me, like I've found just everything about that I create, everything that I am and that I make. The name of my show is Evolution. I changed the name of my show to Evolution, which I've had second thoughts about that, but every time I do, I'm like, that is like the exact characteristic or emblematic version of what I am and what I am doing. I am just almost like random mutation, adaptation of just figuring this out, natural selection going through, but also that evolution is not at all what I am. This is so weird because I'm a Christian, which is obviously going to push off so many other Christians, people that buy into my worldview, that they don't want to be like maybe associated with evolution, or they see the word evolution and they don't want. A lot of people probably don't even think this through. Probably a lot of people are hearing for the first time that my show is named Evolution. But it just, for me, it just represents exactly what I am, and what my show is, and what putting on the on YouTube is, because it pushes everyone away. And the people that would be drawn to the word evolution are the people that aren't in the same like experience of reality that I'm having. I don't have a experience of reality that we did evolve from apes, or we evolved from whatever, how all this can be. I don't believe in all that. But I liked the word evolution. What kind of like drove me even to picking that word, I like Andrew Schultz's show Flagrant, and that I like that word flagrant, how that is, and then I didn't want to just pick the same thing or something similar. I liked the word evolution, so I went with that. But it doesn't at all. It's so weird, and I've tried to like step back from it, but it's like it almost is who I am, because I'm like the exact weird off version of what you would expect. It's why what comes to me. I have this, I guess, condition, whatever, I don't know, condition that like I I see everything through the lens that I feel like everyone is looking at me, but then at the same time I have the real realization nobody cares. Everybody's doing their own thing, and I don't necessarily want everybody to be looking at me, which is like made it seem like I've chosen every wrong way. Going into YouTube, it's like the natural, normal thing to do is to pick a niche, to pick something that is going to capture a specific audience, specific people that care about a certain topic, and to keep going to about that, to be a channel that focuses in on that. And I've just been so rebellious. It's not at all in line with me that I can do that. It's hard for me. I'm going to focus just on this. I care about just like this. Uh, It's like I'm a whole person. I don't want to just be that. I didn't get into this for this to be a job. I don't want this to be a job. I want this to be something self-expression. And it might not be the best like version of somebody that's out there that wants to hear that self-expression, that they want to even listen to it or be a part of it. And I think that is why I drive a lot of just random people to my channel, to what I'm making, but then no return visitors, no regular viewers. And it's not none. There are very few, but maybe those are the most diehard extremist people that I want to be a part of my tribe, be with me, and be in the same version of this journey and reality that we're going through together. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's finding that. But I've looked back in these past 2 years, what the decisions I've made, and this might not make sense at all to you, but I just think that everything I've done and created and gone towards, it's like it doesn't make any natural sense. Why do I keep going? And I just go to, and I've said it before, I try to stay out of comments. But if you're doing YouTube, you do have like YouTube Studio, so you always see something, even if you don't want to look at it. If you're going in there to do whatever, you're always going to see something because it's always on the front page, and you can't turn away. It's there, and it's hard to not look. And when I've like on all the videos that I commented like on TikTok or anything like that I make, I never try to go to the comments. I try to click in, make the notification go away, and I don't want to see it. Because I've seen so many the people that post on my things. There's people that do say encouraging things a lot of the times, but the majority is just people that just don't. And it feels like they'd have for them to say what they're saying. And maybe it is just the the craziest people out there that are commenting on videos, because a lot of times I watch videos and I don't comment on them. I normally don't even like them, even if I like it, but I've just seen that just like it really eats on you, a lot of the things that people say. Like things just like the meanest comments will just stick with you. And I know I want to try to develop a poker face. I want to develop a that I don't care, mental attitude, but like sometimes I it's not who I am. And it's like whatever the right decision next is going to be for me, or maybe it maybe resonates for you. If it does, let me know. But I feel like I know that I'm going to choose the wrong way. In every aspect of my life, I choose the wrong way, but somehow it turns out okay. Somehow it works out and it goes in unexpected directions that I wasn't planning for, but it turns out better than what I was wanting. So it's just this is all mainly just to come across and just say, if you're here, I'm thankful you're here and I love you. And even the people that just are casual people that just bounce in and out, I want to make stuff for you, and I want to make stuff that's going to be helpful to you and be beneficial and valuable, because I have along those paths as well that like I don't care. People out there that they're going to watch, they're going to watch. I'm going to do my own self-expression. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. But that's also an unsatisfying way to do this that I've found. It doesn't. I think that is that element of the image of God that we have in us. Not only it's like we can be experiencing something so great and it can be awesome, but if you're not including others in it and pointing others towards it, or it's like if you see an awesome sunset or you see something beautiful out there, you want to say, look at this. You don't feel satisfied. It doesn't complete your joy until others are a part of it. And I think that it is that selfish version. If I'm just going to make it for me, I'm going to just soak up whatever it is. If you're not doing it for others, if you're not trying to involve others, you feel like you're lacking, and it feels dried up. It feels that the well does not go any deeper. And I that reminds me of a verse in the Bible. It's something, I think it's in 1 John, where John the apostle, he says, like I think I've written these things to you or something, that so that our joy may be complete. He says something like that you might you might share in our joy, because it is that generality of that we need others. We want others to be a part of our journey. Like even God, he's the exact like perfect version of this, that he doesn't need anything. He's completely independent, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, this triune God that is together, that has perfect relationship in himself, but he creates outside of himself to bring glory to him. He wants to make things, and that sounds so twisted because I automatically think I'm not trying to be like in that vein, that I want to make things all about me and like in that I'm God or anything like that. But I'm just saying that us having the image of God in us, we are creators. We are people that want to make things not just for our own enjoyment and our own self. We want to make things that are lasting and help others. And it's not going to fulfill what you is most helpful for the greater good if you're just doing it for yourself. And because I've went down that so many times, the comments, and I was going to go look, even show the comments or whatever. A lot of them that are just people commenting are nice. I mean, whatever. I mean, a lot of people that are just comment in general, they don't have like deep motives. They're just like anybody. If I comment on something, I'm just saying something about whatever. But there are some things that are just like, that are just mean, like literally mean, that people post. It's like why would you even say that? But maybe I say things that are, I don't think I say things that are, I really don't try to just tear someone down. I don't try to for no reason. I hope I don't. I don't want to ever do that, but it's like things can eat at you. And this might come across that things are just eating at me like terribly, but really they're not. I needed to like almost recalibrate, reset a little bit, and just share this. And because it doesn't matter if it's going to be useful, it's going to go, and if it's not, it's going to be buried under everything else. So it doesn't really matter. I think it's that living in freedom, ultimate freedom, throwing everything to the wind. You don't care about what other people think, because I can't, it's hard for me to care about what other people think because I go the exact opposite. I choose the rebellious way of not just sticking on something and doing something that's going to be repeatable. Because I think like people that go to McDonald's, they don't expect sushi, or they go to a Chinese restaurant, they don't expect McDonald's. I don't know. You go to things and you want whatever it is there, and I think that is it's hard for me to repeatable of just the same thing over and over. And maybe I just got to fight that. And I think the evolution part of me will do that eventually. It will push me towards. I got to go towards the current. I got to go towards the stream, towards the flow. But it's like, even if I don't, and I'm fighting upstream and going every which way, I don't think I can stop. I really don't think I can stop because everything outside of me is saying stop and you're doing terrible. And even everything inside of me is saying stop, you're doing terrible. But whatever it is else that is pushing me to keep doing this, it's hard to stop. And I think it's just that fire. At this point, I'm doing it for the love of the game. That's bottom line. I'm Kevin Costner. You know, whatever that game is, he's the pitcher, and like maybe it's called For the Love of the Game. I don't know. It might have been called For the Love of the Game. Either way, that's where I'm at. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If this at all resonates with you, it's just I needed to share it. So I hope you have a good day, and see you in the next one. See y'all.